Afternoon, everybody. I'm doing my new segment, Week Ahead. I'm taking a look at some OTC stocks this weekend that I like going into the start of the upcoming week. Um, so here we go. For new people that are watching the videos, I do reference the yearly chart, the 20, 50, and the 200-day moving averages. It makes it simple for everybody to follow along, and I find it quite, um, you know, successful in a lot of ways. So without further ado, I'm going to start off with AABB. I highlighted this one past week as well. It's trading a really tight formation, basically between the 50 and the 200-day moving averages. Strong push off the 50 on Friday. Tested the 200-day again. I'm looking for a pop above the 200-day moving average, which is at 0.17 a share. So the last time it broke above it, it ran to about 4.2 cents. I'm not saying that's going to repeat itself, but it did have a strong move, and it's been under the 20 ever since. So every time you can pop a major moving average, you can see a lot of buyers jump in, and you can see a nice run. So I do like this one going into this upcoming week. TKOI, another one, closed 2 cents a share. Strong buying on Friday. It ran up 163% for the day, which is impressive. It looks like it's running into a little resistance. The 2 cents to between 2 and 2.5 cents a share. You break it and you could see 5 cents real quick, in my opinion. So there is resistance there. So take note of that. I would, if you're not in, I would probably see if it can break above that 2.5 range, and if so, it might be a great time to jump on board, in my opinion. Next one is SGMO. I had it last week as well. It did well. Closed at about just under 22 cents a share. Like I said, I highlighted it last week for a break above the 20-day moving average at 17, which it did. I was looking for a test of the 50 at 22 cents, which it did, broke above. I think it hit 25 cents for a high on Friday before it pulled back just under the moving average. So I'm looking to see if this can have a nice continuation this week. If it stays, above the 50, if it gets above 50 and holds it, I think it's got a great shot to start challenging that resistance in the 30-cent range. After that, it's about 35 cents. So there is some resistance in the 30-cent range, but it has strong volume, and it's coming up bottom real well, and I still like this going forward. MLMLF, I highlighted this one during the week. Had a great move, closed 17 cents a share Friday. The push off to 20 at 11 cents was where I highlighted it, and it obviously went, closed well at 17. So just a lot of strong buys starting to take over, and it looks like it's clear sailing now. Looking at 20 this week. I hate doing price targets, but momentum should probably take us there, and if it can get above 20 and hold it, it could just be one of those strong runners moving forward. So CLNV, I've been highlighting this one for a few weeks. Closed, we can call it a penny, but it's 0.0098, just under a penny. Trading a really tight formation between the 50 and the 200-day moving average. And when I say that, it's basically using the 50 as support and 200's resistance, and as the moving averages tighten together, it gets really tight, and it's going to break one way or the other at some point. Whether it's up or down, we'll find out soon enough, I think. I'm looking, hopefully for a break above a penny. If it can hold that, it's been going above it and then coming right back. So I would wait until it, shows support at 1 cent before I would probably jump in. And if it, drops below the moving average, the 50, I would definitely hesitate. I wouldn't be jumping in, for a bit on that one. Just because I think it's going to be a strong move one way or the other, whatever way it goes, up or down. Because I guess my best way to play this, if you're not in, is probably be bidding in the 0.085 to 9 range, because it does trend down there and then move right back up. So you might get lucky and get some fills down there, and then break above 5. So there's two ways to look at it, playing it: wait for the break, or try to get a cheap bid. So if you like this, I would. Either way, honestly, is a decent way to go. It just depends on what kind of trader you are. The last one I have here is, I'm trying to read my notes. I'll have to take a look at that one. Had to scribble. My wife gets on my case for that. BRQL, 27 cents, just above 27 cents a share. It's looking to see if this, can continue to climb. It was $1.99 for a high on the year. 17 cents was the low. It's been coming off of it a little bit. I'd like to see a little more volume come into this, but the volume's not bad. But I think if you can see an upswing in volume, you can start testing 30, and you might be able to start seeing a move. A little bit of, it feels like there's slight resistance in the 30-cent range, but if you can pop it, I think it runs to 40 pretty quick, and that's what I'm looking at. So if we can get a little more buying coming in, I am highlighting this company for, of stock to focus this week, because I do like what the company's doing. They had some big news that just came out, which, it has to do with patents, and I love it when companies have patents out, because it means they're making a lot of headway with their company. So if you like these videos, make sure to take a look at some of the other ones. I'm getting more active with them. I'm having some great calls. I'm having some that fall flat. That's just part of the market. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any. And have a great afternoon, everyone.